Hey everyone, it's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors and home to the best MJ community. Hope you had a great weekend. Today is Monday, October 28th. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Curaleaf stock. We're going to bring up CURLF on the chart, and we'll take a look at the price action, what to expect in terms of that in the days, weeks, months ahead. Getting a lot of questions about this one today because we've seen some relative weakness, and the stock's been absolutely destroyed, just like most MJ stocks, but definitely one of the harder hit. So we'll discuss all of that and more. There was some polls showing some mixed bag signals with regards to Amendment 3 in Florida, whether or not it was going to pass. So it's been basically sparking a lot of confusion and worry in the market. And as we know, the market doesn't like uncertainty. So after the elections, I think, once we get it passed, I think that's going to be the most likely scenario. Somewhere around the mid 60 percentile mark is what I've been saying for many months now. And then, stocks will really start to rip because that uncertainty. And right now, we just don't have any kind of certainty at the moment. So we're just probably going to trade in limbo. I always said for the last, quite a few weeks now, that the more we run into the election, the more that it could become a sell the news event. But if we don't see, hundreds of percentage of gains, if they don't ensue very quickly, then we're probably going to expect that to come after. And with only, 8 days before the election, I don't think we're going to see a massive rally before then. I think we're just going to remain in limbo, and then we'll see a big move come afterward. Before we get to it, make sure to smash a like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. So bringing up CURLF here on the daily time frame. So this is on the OTC in US dollars. You can see here we broke out of the pennant and we had a measured move based on the apex of that all the way up to about 344. And then we were looking for a potential daily bull flag, but 332 didn't hold. So if we lose 332, that negates the odds of a daily bull flag playing out. And sure enough, we actually came down and we dropped below the 0.5% retracement from this move. So right now we're looking at the golden pocket there at the 0.618, which is at $3.16 USD. And we also have EMA 26 there at 314. So we are holding EMA 12 at the moment. We closed above it. So not completely shocking to see us pull back this much right after such a big bull move. And this is why, you don't have to be a tech or a technical analyst. You don't have to be a guru or any kind of, expert analysis expert, right? You just need to know a little bit to be dangerous. And if you take a look at this chart, what's the first thing you see? Well, you see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up. You see a pennant breaks bullish. You get the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross follow through. But then what do you notice on the way up? It was just a huge parabolic move with no daily support. So we ran about 24% off of the low there, right? From low to high, it was about 23.3%. So when you run that much with no daily higher lows, see back here, we had higher lows. We had a higher low here, we had a higher low here, another higher low here. And here we are with another higher low forming. How do we know it's a higher low? It's because it's higher than the previous candle. So in this instance, every single candle for 8 candles in a row, meaning 8 trading days, we didn't lose the low of the previous candle. And when you see a move of almost 24% in 8 trading days with no daily higher lows or support established, well, you need to expect a major pullback. And look how extended we got from the daily EMA 12 as well. We were about 12% away from it. So, anytime we're about 10 to 15%, this time we got pretty extended here, 17% away from it. And we came down and we saw a sustained move to the downside, right? So we have to, call it like it is. And, the more that you run without these higher low supports, so it would have been different. Let's say we had a move here and then we formed a higher low, right, as support here. And then we look for that bounce, and then we form another higher low and then another higher low. We still get to the same result, right? We still get to this same price, but we have multiple support levels along the way that we establish, and bulls go up the stairs, right? So we didn't see that, and we just had a rocket ship move to the upside, and then you have that elevator move down, which can happen in a very short period of time. In this case, it was just a few days. So once we started daily consolidation, that was the signal, 337. Once we lost that here on October 24th, that was the first time in 8 trading days that we saw any kind of daily consolidation. So even if you just took a short position there, right? Let's say you go the other way and you play short. Most people probably don't in MJ, but that's off the top there, that's a short opportunity of about 10.72%. And then from the low, even if you just entered on daily consolidation, you would have been able to profit about 5.5% there on a nice short opportunity. So like I said, we did have our measured move. up to 344 on CURLF here on the daily time frame when we broke out of that pennant. And then if we just zoom out to the weekly time frame here, it's looking good. We're gearing up for an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. It's probably not going to come for a couple of weeks. So again, I suspect that would more than likely be a result of the elections in Florida Amendment 3. If that passes, then we could see that happen in the next couple of weeks, which makes a lot of sense. But on the monthly time frame, we're just looking for another monthly higher low to form, and then we'll look for the first ever EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the monthly time frame as well. If we switch over to the weekly, we're looking juicy here at the moment, not going to lie. It's looking like we're already starting to see signs of a huge move coming. We have our weekly MACD and our stochastic, which just had a bull cross as well, both crossing bullish and super bullish at the moment. You can see it's starting to really start to take off here, and then well above the 10-week moving average. So love to see it. And we should come back and retest these weekly moving averages. So we have the 50 weekly there at 422 and the 100 weekly at 388. And I think we will get above those. If we can get over that $4.22 mark, nothing until the 200 weekly at 681 on a lot of our names, right? If we take a look at GTBIF, for example, it actually hit its 200 weekly moving average. That was, mind you, a couple of months ago, but generally we should get there as well. And most names will eventually trade higher than it, albeit for a short period of time, and it comes back down and forms a higher low, and then it continues on from there, right? It breaks out and then comes back test, then you confirm it, right? So old resistance become new support. Could be months out for that to happen. But, 2025, I think is going to be very, very bullish. We know that both, sides of the aisle, presidential candidates are very pro MJ, and a lot of their constituents and their people that are backing them are very pro MJ. And at the end of the day, it's just going to become a lobbying issue. Once Big Pharma alcohol tobacco is ready to unleash the shackles on the industry, then it's just, a matter of time, right? And watch the regulators and these politicians fall in line, because that's what basically gives them their job and advances their career in the first place. So I would expect us to get back up to that 200 weekly. It's possible that we get there before the end of the year, depending if Florida approves. I think they will. And if that was the case, I think we could see, $6-7, no problem on CURLF. Daily time frame, we're bumping ahead right at the 100 daily moving average. If we can see two, preferably 3 candle closes above that, we'll be looking at 427 as the next level. But if we do continue daily consolidation, we do have support there at the 50-day at 303. And we have daily EMA 26 as well at 314. So it's looking like a bottom could be very close. And we're going to be looking at the broader market as well, the rest of the sector. The sector was down minimal amount today, on average about 2%, 3% down on the day. So not too bad of a day, but overall, we didn't get any mention of MJ from the Joe Rogan podcast and Trump. So that was something that, probably a lot of people just started to take profits, right? You had those people that were betting on that exact outcome, and then it didn't happen. And those are more of the traders, right? And then they get out, we get a nice daily higher low, and then we get continuation. Traders look for another bullish setup or another catalyst to play off of, right? But once you're in the money and you're in the green, right, and you're in profit, you can let it ride a little bit longer, right? So you can afford a couple of days of, consolidation and still be looking pretty, right? If your cost basis is low enough. So that's why it's good to get in to these trades, try to beat the herd, right? You don't want to be the last one in. You don't want to be the last one out either. So a lot of these news catalysts, things like that, right? When someone's appearing on, Saturday Night Live or a podcast or whatever it is, CNBC, can go one of two ways. I mean, you generally don't want to be making decisions on the fly. You want to, if you are, you have to be super experienced. So overall, if you, just study charts and realize that today, like I said, a move off of the low there to the high, almost 24%, and off of the high to the low of the day today, we're down just over 11%. So when you run 22%, we're still basically 11% higher than we were back in the second week of October. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's like, yeah, we did pull back 10 and 11%, but we just saw multiple weeks of, or we saw a week of, 24% gains almost. So you need to expect, after a big 22% move like that with no support, you need to expect at least a 5 to 10% pullback. And here we are down almost 11%. So hopefully this video is helpful. Like I said, I think that we're nearing a bottom here. I think we're going to see Florida pass. There's a lot of skepticism and, like I said, worry, panic out there today that it might not. But it is a nail biter. I'm not gonna downplay that, but I do think that people will prevail. We'll get it done, and we'll see the mid 60 percentile. And then that's going to open the way for the rest of the U.S. who are, especially red states and things like that. But it's going to be a massive market, and it's going to ignite a lot of excitement. So I'm excited for it. Let me know in the comments if you're excited. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. I'm going to be looking to potentially add to my Curaleaf position. I'll keep everybody posted if that is the case. But going to end there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again in the next video.